Hello, Dallas. It's time to wake up and get wealthy. I'm Terri Arends, Group Fitness and Wellness Director with the Arends Family JCC, and we are here to get a little smarter when it comes to skin hydration and how to beat the heat. And boy, is it hot this summer. What do y'all think? All right. Well, anyways, Lorri, thank you so much for coming on the show
Yes,
today.
thank you for
I
having
really,
me.
I really appreciate it, and I'm excited about this segment because it is a heat wave out there, and I think that everybody will be interested in learning some tips and tricks on how to stay better hydrated when it comes to skin
Absolutely.
hydration.
Yes, it's very
So
hot in Texas right now.
yes, and throughout the country. I
Yes,
mean, everybody's experiencing that heat wave. So I think
absolutely.
everybody can really benefit from our segment today.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Well, cool. Well, anyways, can you tell me just a little bit, if we just start out, what are the importance or what is the why behind skin hydration?
So the why behind skin hydration is that it's basically, I like to tell clients, it's our youthfulness. It's the soft, supple, radiant skin that we want to have. Hydration is important, of course, to the body, but also to the skin because the skin is what protects us.
Okay.
Yes.
And so when we're thinking of, there are just so many different products, and I know you're going to get into that because you are a skin expert when it comes to hydration. And so I just want to ask this one thing. So you told a little bit about the why, but I'm kind of curious because when I think of creams and so forth to put on my face or on my body, and then when I think of like when I'm working out and stuff and just hydration and electrolytes and water. So does water play a role in the actual hydration of your skin?
Yes, a lot of clients ask me that. So yes, water is important. To me, it's a yes and no question.
Okay.
Um, so yes, because our bodies need to replenish, and when we're replenished, of course, our skin does feel and look better. But if you're trying to just drink lots of water just to make your skin less wrinkled, more supple, you're not going to quite get the benefits as you would by putting some skincare into your skin and replenishing back to the skin. Um, when we drink water, of course, it helps on a cellular level. It helps the blood flow, so it helps with the nutrients and also the oxygen to the cells. When we have healthy cells, we have healthier skin. But also, it helps with the lymphatic flow, which is what's removing all the bad from our skin, the
I see.
inflammation and
Hmm.
waters and toxins.
Hmm.
Um, I always say our skin is a barometer of how we're feeling.
Oh, I love that.
Yes,
Skin is a barometer of how we're feeling,
yes.
and that water just pushes out all the toxins, which is what we are also are in hopes of that are all of the different moisturizers and things out there are doing the same. So I
Yes,
guess it's like they are teaming up together.
absolutely. Yes.
Great. Well, thank you for that.
Sure.
And so basically, what are just a few of the hot points in regards to if your skin is just dry? What should we look for, or is it just flaky skin? And now I know my skin is dry, or are there other underlying?
So when we see redness, when we have itchiness to our skin, we see fine lines and wrinkles.
Mhm.
Crepiness to the skin is showing dehydration too.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
those are all signs that our skin is getting drier. So it's very important to replenish what I always like to tell clients is replenish the things that the environmental stressors take from us on a daily basis.
Mhm. Okay. So replenish. And so, what do you mean by those stressors? What would you define as some of the
Sure.
stressors?
Environmental stressors is going to be the sun. It's going to be the air.
Hmm.
It's also going to be our lifestyle. You know, are you out playing golf? Are you doing tennis? And those things that are going to put you in the environment that's going to pull away our moisture. And we sweat because that's
Hmm.
our natural mechanism to
Correct.
protect yourself, right?
Right.
But you're losing
Absolutely.
water from your skin.
Hmm.
So when you're done with sports, we usually replenish with water.
Hmm.
So I like to tell clients that it's important to replenish um, if you go to the beach or if you go to um, the pool. you're out there exposing yourself, just be sure to protect with sun protection. So you're protecting from the UVA rays, which are the
Mm-hmm.
aging rays,
Mm-hmm.
and then also to protect and replenish what has been taken from you, kind of like oxidation.
Mm.
With an apple, if you cut an apple open and you look at the apple and you leave it out for a few seconds or
Mm-hmm.
even a few minutes, it begins to turn brown.
Mm-hmm.
That's because the
Yes.
environment is pulling the moisture from
Mm-hmm.
that apple. Same with our skin.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, well, I'll think of that apple, and also then immediately I was thinking what happens even quicker, faster, I think, is with an avocado.
Absolutely. Avocado
Just
is a great example too.
yeah, yeah. So, what kind of tips, like if you were to give your best tips for skin hydration, um, maybe top five,
Yes.
what would those be, Lori?
Yes. So I would say definitely for immediate gratification,
Mm-hmm.
um, a serum. A serum is going to immediately put back in, usually serums in the industry, mass market, and or beauty in the department stores is going to have something called hyaluronic acid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big word in the cosmetic world. But
Mm-hmm.
hyaluronic acid is a component that we actually make in our body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what holds the water in our skin.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
As time goes by, I like to say, kind of like our metabolism, we begin to lose the ability, our hyaluronic is not performing like it did when
Mm-hmm.
we were 20 and 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we begin to see the wrinkles and we
Mm-hmm.
see fine lines. Putting hyaluronic back into the skin in your skincare items is very
Mm-hmm.
important because it's a moisture magnet. It
Mm-hmm.
pulls the moisture into the skin and helps to hold it there. And of course, when we have moisture, we're more plumper, we're more smoother, more radiant.
Mm-hmm. So do you find the I'm sorry, how did you
Hyaluronic acid.
oh, that's a mouthful for
It
me
is a
this morning.
mouthful, yes.
Yes. Do you find that only in facial products, or can I find that
You can
for
find it in body
total
products.
body?
Absolutely, yes, yes. In Clé de Peau Beauté, one of my favorite products is our the serum, and it does feature double hyaluronic acid. So I love
Mm-hmm.
to just share that with you. Um, there are so many choices on the market, mass
Mm-hmm.
market, department store. I always like to tell clients you have to research. We have the internet now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by word of mouth, your friends, what did they experience?
Mm-hmm.
Something that they recommend for you. But for hydration, skincare, cleansing your face,
Mm-hmm.
toning, softening, serums and moisturizers are
Mm-hmm.
going to put the good back into the skin and keep it protected, replenished, and supple.
Okay. So again, then those real quick, like if we were to bullet point each
Sure,
tip, it would
sure.
be number one.
Cleansing's super important. I find that women over cleanse their skin um, or they under cleanse the skin.
Mm-hmm.
So, using products that are not too harsh, that's going to compromise your skin's barrier. So,
Okay.
when we're using products with alcohol, witch hazel, things like that, we are compromising our barrier, stripping your skin.
Mm.
So, when that skin is stripped, when you put other items on the skin, it burns or it feels uncomfortable or it
Mm-hmm.
tingles. So you have to find the balance. Your skin has oil and water that it
Mm-hmm.
produces, and making sure that it's kept balanced. If you're stripping it all the time, it could also be overproducing oil.
Mm-hmm.
So very important. Cleansing is super important.
Cleansing number one. How about number two?
Number two, well, we don't. Number two would be something different. Two is going to be a serum or a toner.
Mm-hmm.
In
And those
the
serums, like, because I always notice, not to interrupt, but the serums are always like in a small bottle, but you do have serums for for your total body as well.
Yes. So a serum is going to have your most active ingredients, your vitamins, your hyaluronic
Mm-hmm.
acid. They're going to immediately infuse your skin and give you immediate gratification. Now, serum does not stay in the skin. It's hydrating, but you need a moisturizer to lock it in, to seal
Mm-hmm.
it.
Okay.
So cleansing, softening, and moisturizing
Mm-hmm.
are super key to
Mm-hmm.
keeping your skin healthy and hydrated.
Okay. And
And
then number three, if we have five of your tips, what's the third one?
sunscreen is super important.
Mm. Okay.
Absolutely. Sunscreen, there's many different brands out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's mineral based, there's chemical based,
I
there's
see.
a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
combination.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they can be too heavy, sometimes they can be too drying. So it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times it's trial and error.
Oh,
Um,
okay. So I just can't grab something and hope for the best. I really need to kind of explore and try various products in order to make sure I find the right one for me personally.
Yes, absolutely. And or doing some research, come get a sample in the
Mm-hmm.
department stores. I think that's the difference too
Mm-hmm.
between department store and mass market is that we have the ability
Uh-huh.
to profile your skin and help you to determine what products would be best for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then give you a sample so you can try it.
That absolutely makes so much sense, like perfect sense. And
Yes,
I really appreciate that
sure.
tip. But we have two more tips. So, number 4, what would you say?
I would say masking is also a great way to hydrate the skin. One
And by masking, you mean?
masking is a product that basically you would do once, twice a week. It could be masks come in all different forms. There's clay mask, there's moisturizing mask, whatever your skin might need,
Mm-hmm.
and the concerns that you might have.
Mm-hmm.
For hydration, you definitely want a hydrating mask.
Mm-hmm.
We have many different masks. For example, I have an illuminating mask that gives you hydration, collagen, and elastin.
Mm-hmm.
You leave them on anywhere from 5 to 20
Mm-hmm.
minutes, and they give you, they're replenishing your
Mm-hmm.
skin.
What about for the rest? That sounds like that's for the tailor made for the
Yes,
face.
yes.
But are there masks out there for the body?
So there's body scrubs out
Oh,
there.
okay. And
There's
that's considered a mask. Oh,
absolutely.
I see.
There's different types of body products out there. So
Mm-hmm.
for body, I would definitely say be careful with your hot showers and your hot baths
Mm.
because you're pulling things from your skin.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Hot showers.
I love a hot
I
shower.
do too, right after I've been working out. So.
Absolutely. But yes, putting on your body products after the shower, sealing in the hydration from the water
Mm-hmm.
is good to do on a daily basis. So that's very important to replenish. Again, replenish, replenish, replenish.
I got it. And finally, the 5th and final tip on hydration.
On hydration.
Skin hydration, we
On
should
skin
say.
hydration, yes. So I love to just share that oils are amazing for the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Oils are very different, and a lot of times when I tell clients an oil, they kind of step back and we think, oh gosh, I'm going to put oil on my face or my body. Oils are amazing. The technology that we have nowadays. So dry oils can really help to seal in
Mm-hmm.
products. They can also give you instantaneously radiance. A lot of oils, for instance, our oil in Clé de Peau Beauté, you can press it into the skin over your
Mm-hmm.
skincare. You can press it into your neck, your décolleté. You can mix it with body
Mm-hmm.
products. And any oil on mass market or within the beauty
Mm-hmm.
department stores,
I see.
you can utilize an oil in that way, and they really help to hydrate and seal things into the skin.
Oh, great. Well, we really appreciate all 5 of those tips.
Absolutely.
And so the whole time when you were giving those 5 tips, I started thinking to myself, well, what about like at night? I mean, who has time to, once again, to maybe go through those? You're exhausted, you're done with the day.
Yes.
So, night creams, do I do all those tips again at night, or
Yes.
do I just focus on the night cream? Or you even have time for that sometimes.
Yes.
What about somebody that just is, it's the end of the day, they're exhausted? Um,
I still say skincare is important
okay.
for having hydration, having
Mm-hmm.
radiance. And as time goes by, we start to see wrinkles, fine lines.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that we want to address and
Mm-hmm.
to help alleviate. So, definitely, skincare is important. Um, doing your cleansing, your softening and moisturizing. Nighttime is important because at nighttime, you're revitalizing the skin, you're repairing. Our bodies go into working very hard for us while we're
Mm-hmm.
sleeping. So while you're sleeping, your body is repairing itself. Yes, I understand going home. Sometimes from the end of the day, you're really tired. You
Mm-hmm.
just want to, take a shower, jump in bed.
Mm-hmm.
But I always tell clients, would you jump in bed without brushing your teeth?
Good point. I would think that their answer would be no.
Right. Yes. So you want to take the day off and you want to replenish and let your products help to keep your skin at its best.
Okay, so I know you have a lot of products here,
Yes.
and so like products that are sold over the counter, like at a department store, and then when I just have that moment and I'm running into like a drugstore,
Yes.
is there anything, is there like a secret sauce or some ingredient that I'm looking for in my drugstore product that would be different from the department store
Whether it's
products?
department store or drugstore, you want to look for products with hyaluronic acid,
Okay, again, the
glycerin.
acid.
Glycerin is a humectant.
Hmm.
Also, some products have lanolin, which helps to hold moisture in the skin.
Hmm.
Shea butter, those are very good ingredients. Squalene is another one. Squalene comes from fish. It also comes from olives, so it's a great conditioner for the skin. And that can be in body and in face products.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And
Yes.
I know that you are a skin expert. However, I realize you're not a nutritionist, but I just wanted to know if you had any suggestions there because we are what we eat
Yes.
from the inside out. And if you had like top three things that really help to continue to push that moisturizing effect on the skin, what would those be?
Absolutely. We are what we eat, as you said.
Hmm.
I think eating products that have lots of water content in them, especially during this time,
Hmm.
would be your fruits and your
Hmm.
vegetables,
Like watermelon.
watermelon, cantaloupe, um, honeydew. Those are all grapes.
Hmm.
The other thing is they have all those wonderful antioxidants in there that's going to
Okay,
protect us, right?
right. Yes.
So those are great things. And if we're eating correctly, um, we're doing a little exercise like we should
Hmm.
be. Those are all things that are that barometer that will come through our skin and show be the a barometer of our health.
I see. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, watermelon, all those different types of melons out there. Let's make sure that we are stocking up when we are at those grocery stores or other
Yes.
places where we
Be
purchase.
careful of, sometimes we like to have a glass of wine or two.
Hmm.
Alcohol can deplete our bodies, of course.
Hmm. On the
Salt, too much
dehydration
salt,
piece.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So those items are to, be careful with too.
Okay. And I know we touched upon this a little bit at the beginning. We mentioned a little bit about sunscreens, zinc oxide. Boy, oh boy, I just know that there are so many products out on the market, and it is really confusing to myself.
Yes.
And because you can find a sunscreen with like zero,
Yes.
like a Maui Babe, which is just all oil or something of that sort, and then all the way up to 100
Yes.
plus or 80 plus, or I don't even know what the numbers are. But is there really a difference when you get past like a certain number of SPF to all the different higher numbers that are out there for those products? Or how do I mean, it's
How do
also
you determine?
confusing.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
can you
very
help us
overwhelming.
determine what's the
Absolutely.
best way to
Yes. So I think most dermatologists would agree. Definitely a 30 to a 50 would be the protection that we need.
30 to 50?
Yes, yes. Anything higher than the 50, I've always understood from the FDA, we don't really acknowledge that you can have 100.
Hmm.
It's about the minutes that it's going to protect you.
Hmm.
So if you are using a 50 SPF 50,
Hmm.
for every 10 minutes that your skin will burn, you multiply it times 10, so it's going to protect you up to 500 minutes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we do have a lot of clients will say, "Oh, Lori, I don't go out in the sun."
Hmm.
Um, whether it's raining or whether it's sunny outside or it's winter time, we get rays from not only inside offices,
Hmm.
LED lights, our computers, is blue light, our cell phones. So we really do need to protect.
Hmm.
The UVA is going to be your ultraviolet light. We
Hmm.
don't see that damage. It's happening underneath our skin.
Hmm.
Um, so it doesn't come forth until later on. The UVB is going to be your immediate when you
Hmm.
get red and pink. You're
Yes.
burning,
Hmm.
right?
Right. Exactly.
So, yes, 30 to a 50 is very important. I always like to tell clients they do, even though they have sunscreen in their moisturizers and in
Hmm.
their foundations or their powders, it's usually a 15 to a 20. So that is not going to carry you through the day of protection, full
Hmm.
day. And most of us aren't going to stop in the middle of the day and add sunscreen.
Okay. Yeah. So let's try to break this down just a little more. If I'm at work and I'm getting, from my computer, all the rays from the indoor type of lighting, then what number should I use for my protection as opposed to outside? Because honestly, when I think of in terms of being at the beach
Mm-hmm.
and I'm using some type of sunscreen, it's usually a lot thicker, it's a little chalkier, and I don't want to be using that same product indoors, do I?
Absolutely. No, I totally
Okay.
understand. So there's lots of different textures out there. Um, I still recommend for all my clients to wear
Hmm.
a 50 because
Indoors.
yes,
Oh,
a
wow.
50 every day after you do your skincare,
Hmm.
before you put your makeup on, put an SPF 50 on because
50.
that's going to protect you all day.
Okay.
80% of our aging is actually lifestyle. Um, the sun is our number
Hmm.
one enemy.
Of course.
So, and we get rays from our windows, going to the car, going to the grocery store.
Hmm.
Over time, those accumulate.
Hmm.
So, it's important to protect yourself and have that shield when you go out into the environment, and also when you're in your home. Just with the daylight, having open windows,
Hmm.
you're getting those UVA rays bouncing into your house. So,
Yeah.
definitely important to protect. I do know what you're saying about the thickness and
Yeah. I mean, some
heaviness.
of those, especially
Yes.
the nose products are just like,
Absolutely. Yes. So the mineral based are usually going to be a lot heavier than a chemical based sunscreen. Everyone's different on what they
hmm.
choose. Sometimes it's combined.
Hmm.
But just, feeling and touching the texture of it um, is really important.
So a 50 outside, I really need some up to 50. So that same product that I'm using inside is going to work outside or not?
So yes, yes. So if you put a 50 on, it's going
Hmm.
to work inside and outside, of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
But I understand if I go to the beach,
Hmm.
I'm going to probably have my body products with a 50.
Hmm.
Um, I may not want to put that on my face while I'm inside. So there's all
Okay.
different variations of sunscreen.
I know
Um,
that's why it's so
yes,
confusing.
yes. I love to share my new launch of a sunscreen, SPF 50. It's got skincare in there, so it's very lightweight, but yet it still hydrates your
Hmm.
skin.
Hmm.
All sunscreens are not equal, so you
Hmm.
do have to feel in touch,
Hmm.
find an advisor,
Hmm.
find a friend that's got something that's working for them. It's always good to know the more information that you have.
Okay, or go get a sample,
Or
right?
go get
So
a
yeah,
sample,
so in the department
absolutely.
store, you can't do that in the
You can't
drugstores
do that
because
in the
it's already
drugstores,
packaged.
absolutely.
But
Yes.
yeah, okay, well, great. Well, that really clears that up a little bit. I know, like for most folks out there, I mean, it's just overwhelming when you're like, okay, I just got to grab something real quick. Got to be at the beach today, and just to figure out what those products are, and then thinking in terms of, oh, we should be wearing sunscreen while are inside too because of all the rays.
Yes.
Very enlightening, very educational, and I appreciate that
Absolutely. Thank you
information.
for having
Yeah.
me. Yes.
Yes. Do you have anything else that you would like to share with our viewers?
I have one
Little
thing I
tips?
just wanted to share with your viewers.
Okay, great.
I'm with Cleta Pobote at Neiman Marcus, and one of my favorite serums for immediate hydration
Mm-hmm.
is the serum. It's an iconic serum that gives you immediate gratification. It's got double hyaluronic acid in it,
Mm,
repairs
nice.
the skin. For every client that or any of
Uh-huh.
the members that come in, we will
Yes.
have a complimentary deluxe sample of the serum for them if they just let us know they're from the JCC.
And we're talking North Park.
Yes, Neiman's North Park, come see me.
Okay.
I'd love for them just to try it and experience it and also add to their hydration. We also partner with UNICEF, if you're familiar with them.
Mm,
It's the
mm-hmm.
United Nations International Children's
Mm-hmm.
Fund. So for every serum that we do sell, $3 goes towards that to help
Oh, that's
educate
nice.
young women in the world. So I think that's a
Mm.
great um, plus with our serum and contributing.
Yeah, that's a nice package there.
Yes.
Yeah, well, again, Lorri, thank you so much for coming in today. And viewers at home, remember when you wake up, get wealthy. Until next time, I'm Terri Arends. We'll see ya. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.